Before we get into the video, I have to say this. Go ahead and grab yourself a beer, coffee, tea, snacks, popcorn, whatever you want to, because today we're going to talk about the Battle Path Wars of the past in, let's say, more details with some critics, reviews, as I do to any of the Battle Paths up to now. And I hope you enjoyed this by giving a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, leave a comment and tell me what you think about the Battle Path itself and some other topics that I'm gonna hit in this video. And also, what do you think about the tanks? What do you think about the grinding itself, the shop, where I'm gonna hit also the topics. Enjoy. Battle Path Wars of the Past. Wow, an interesting Battle Path, one that has 60 ranks. So if you go to ranks, you can see that you can get a tier 10 at 60, rank 60, which is quite a lot. Because in the past, roughly in this position, you will have got, let's say, a tier 10. But this time wasn't the same. You get a title, an avatar, and a decal. Roughly at rank 20, you get a tier 5. I think that since you pay and you invest money in the game, you should get this stuff for free. Let's say from tier 1 to 5 should be from now on for free, as it used to be in, if I'm not mistaken, in the Enigma, where you can get STB1. We got it for free, probably, if I remember that. It should be like this, because tier 5 is just to enjoy a bit of the gameplay. But the serious gameplay starts from tier 7, and I think that this is, let's say, it gives you a bit of more happiness or enjoyment when you get some stuff for free. Because everything you invest in a game, in every game in this world, in most cases you cannot get your money back. So I think it's much better to get some stuff for free, plus it makes the players more interested in the game and say, okay man, I got this tank for free, I can now enjoy the game itself. I don't need to go for rank 50 or 60 or 40. I can still play with this tank, even though if I, let's say, miss to get all of these tanks. Around rank 40 you get a tier 7. Between rank 40 and 60 you get a skin, and from here on it goes up to 7,000 times 10, which is 70k battle coins that you have to do to get the tier 10. This is a new type of a T-15 Armata with a Kinzhal turret. It's an experimental turret, a better turret, with a better gun. There is some stuff some players said to me. Some older players, they just join in the game to play the Battle Path and they get out. They're like in the same position as me. So from now on, guys, some of you may see me rarely to say playing the game because I finished. I have, let's say, to just explore some tanks to be at 100%, which can be done in a few days. That's not a problem. But I have nothing else to grind. And I'm gonna come to that conclusion also with the missions. The grinding, it's exhausting, takes a lot of time, and it's not enjoyable. It's repetitive. If we go to missions, you have MBT, Light AFV, TD, SPG, and Elite. MBT missions, all of them are similar as in the past 3 battle pass to put it out. But if now the rank raised up to 60, why should not the missions be raised with their battle coins rewards? Like you get 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is in total of 4,500 battle coins. This is for a normal, let's say, 1 to 50 rank, to unlock 1 rank actually. And it goes the same for like the VTD SPG. But these missions already been, and many players know to do and what to do. However, I have some ideas. Let's put it out like this. Let's have some missions with MBTs where you have to block damage. I know that some of them are like deflection, where you have to deflect damage. We can increase this by, let's say, 100k damage block, or to do in one mission to block probably, I don't know, 30k damage and do it 10 times. Or try with your tank to go and spot some tanks. Try to do with your tank some ramming damage and even killing an AI or a player by ramming it. Or just to go in the fight without any retrofits and try to do some damage. It will be also interesting. I have some other ideas for like an AFV. We have some of them that says damage dealing, let's say hash rounds and so on. Let's say there are not any missions regarding distance. Light tanks and AFVs, they're not always like in first line. In this game, yeah, you can be in first line, but not always with some tanks. Light tanks is lightly armored. The same with AFV. They're like paper tanks. They're paper tanks. Some of them, like the newest one, it is discussable. But let's see some missions where you have to do damage or assist or trying to kill infantry squad, let's put it out, in some missions with heavy or light tanks. Will be interesting. Trying doing damage from 300 meters, 250 meters, assisting them, trying to reset the base, trying to spot the enemy line. It will be very interesting with the light heavy missions. The TD SPG missions here is discussable and should be introduced SPG missions. We don't have not even in contract missions, SPG missions where you have, let's say, to immobilize a tank, reset a base, this is another idea. Let's have an SPG mission where you have to reset the base, reset the capture points, try to kill infantry squad with SPG, you know, like clearing an area. It could be very interesting to see this coming out. Tank destroyers. Let's see some missions where you have to not be spotted and to have to do damage constantly. We have some of these, as in, I think it's Assassin. 40k damage right now, it's not a problem when you have tanks that can do 28,000 damage per minute very easily. Or you have to do, let's say, a mission with TD where you have to use just high caliber over 120 AP rounds only damage, blowing some tanks up, trying to put some tanks in fire. Would be also interesting to have missions like these. Sadly, we don't have, and it's boring. When you go to elite missions, they're kind of similar as in the previous ones. Yes, they can be improved, but I think it can be done and can be better. Plus, parts for a tank nowadays should have been given more because of the rank 50 to 60, which is higher. If we go to challenges, they're basically the same. Some of them you can finish them in 2 or 3 days if you play aggressive and, let's say, non-stop. But the amount of battle coins, it's not enough. Let's say if it's a player that has no luck in the shop to get 50k and he has to do this battle path in, let's say, how much? Like in 60 days, not 90 days or whatever what it was in the past. That's gonna be a problem for them because some of them and some of us have private lives where you have to take care of your family and you have a bit of time to enjoy gameplay and get lost in the game and basically forget about the stress in the real life. So it is the problem also with this challenges. The ranks and the rewards are not so high. You have to do a lot to get a bit. The shop. I call the shop from now on the RNGesus. This is the RNGesus of this game where you can have a luck by, let's say, you spin and you get 50k, you spin again and you get 50k. I saw some players having millions of battle coins and it's amazingly that some of them can even lose the battle coins and they cannot do a thing with them. And when you have all the tanks in the game and all the progressive tanks in the game, premium tanks, on what can you spend the battle coins? I think. But let's say if that person does like this, refresh, buy, we buy a skin for this tank, experience, reset, and so on and so on. What if that person gets again 50k battle coins? You get what I'm saying? Like, millions of battle coins can still get 50k battle coins. They can still not being able to spend the battle coin. The shop itself, it's, I don't know, it's glitched or rigged or it's just RNGesus. Let's go to the camouflage and the tanks itself. Tier 85, as I said in some other videos, this tank it's quite good as a tier 5, but I think it was better as a tier 6. The tier 7 T72 M4CZ, it's an improved T72 like a 4th version M4, but by the gun itself probably was better as a tier 6, not a tier 7. Tier 7 probably is because of the armor itself and that's it. Derivatia could have been better as a tier 9 because of the gun itself, that it can do a tremendous amount of damage, but don't forget that this tank is kinda paper and it has no gun depression. As for T15 Kinzhal, this tank it's obviously a tier 10. It's a very good tank. Let's go for the camos. In Derivatia and T15 Kinzhal they have a skin which is Warmonger. To be honest, the skin itself I really don't like it. It's one of those skins that could have been better. If we sit and compare them with some other tanks, it's kinda similar as with the Warmonger skin, but if you have the other one, now this is a skin that you can say, damn, it's awesome. Like, okay man, you get your money back actually in the game. This is an awesome, let's say, Warmonger skin if you want to put it out, or Apocalypse, whatever. This is also an interesting thematic skin. This one, it's kinda, let's say, not what I was looking for. It's easily done, not so many details, not so many interesting stuff about it. The same goes to T15 Kinzhal. Like, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. See you next time. Have a nice day.